Hey guys, welcome back to Ingo's Restoration. So today we're going to talk about subframe bushings. This is the subframe from my son's 1987 535i E28, and I'm going to show you a couple things. First, this is the one I've already removed one of the bushings, so I'm going to show you the tool that I got off of eBay, some of the things that I did to take it off using this tool. I'm not sponsored by this tool or anything by this company. It's just a tool that I found off of eBay, and I'll show you why in just a second here, why I ended up going with this tool, and I'll show you how we'll take off the one bushing over here. That one we'll take that one off, and I'll show you how it works. So a couple mistakes that I made. First off, I've removed the whole rear suspension off this vehicle, and obviously taking the paint off of it. We're gonna take the one more bushing off, and then I'm gonna paint it all and then put it all back together. But the first thing is that I'll show you is I cut the inside out. They were pretty bad anyways. One side was already broken, but the inside piece that's usually here, I removed it, and thinking that I was going to try to just cut the bushing and punch it out. I had seen people had done that before, so you can see where I tried to cut a little bit there, and see if I can show you here. Let's see if it, and right there I tried to cut it too. I don't know if you can see that, but I noticed that it was going to be very difficult for me to tell when I cut through this and not start cutting into this, which is exactly what happened here. So I don't know if you can see this. I actually cut a little bit of the metal of this here. So once I realized that trying to cut it with the Sawzall was very dangerous in the aspect that maybe I would end up cutting this piece of metal and not being able to do it that way, at least for me. I mean, I've seen that people have done it that way and punched it out. I decided to see, there is a BMW tool for this. They say, I've tried to find it, I can't find it. So I ended up finding on eBay this tool right here, and I'll show you how that ends up going on the other bushing, and how you go ahead and start taking the bushing off. Alright guys, so I've taken the tool apart so you can see the different pieces to it. So you can see it's going to come out this way. The tool is going to come out, the bushing is going to come out this way. You can see it'll come out from that way. So it actually is going to end up sliding into here. So one of the first, he gave me two of these washers because he said there's a variance in the bushings. So I have two of these. Even though they look the same, they are a little bit different in width. So this one here, so you can see there's a notch. Let's see if you can see it. There's a notch right here. So there's a little notch there on that side, and then you're going to see there's a notch right here on this side also. So obviously that's where these two notches would go. So you would set this, we're going to set it this way with the tabs have to be facing up. So you would set this. But you can see this one was a little bit flimsy, and I actually tried it on the other side, and it kind of came off the ledge. I mean, there isn't much of a ledge right here. I don't know if you can see that. That's the ledge that you got to work with. So I used this one, which this one was a little bit tighter to go in. Let's see if we can get that in there. See, this one is nice and tight, and this is the one that I used for the other side because it ended up staying in place. And then this, you can see those little tabs. You can see these tabs right here. We got 3 tabs, and what they're doing is they're holding this in place. So So you're going to set this right here. So you see how it's sitting on the outside of it, and it holds that in place. And then we're going to put this here on this side. It also has those tabs, so you can see the tabs, and it holds it in place there. So let me get the other side. I'm going to flip this over, get the other side connected, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see we've got it together, and you can see the larger washer goes up here. You've got the cylinder here, which is where the bushing is going to come up and into it. You have that washer that I showed you that sits on top of the bushing. And there's two different sizes that he provided for me. And then obviously you've got the subframe itself, and then you have the smaller washer. So let me flip this over, and I'll show you something that so you can avoid a little bit of an issue here. Okay, so now I've got it flipped over so you can see that you can see the smaller washer. This is the washer. It's going to push inside and push out the bushing into this area right here. Just going to push it out into here. Okay, so one thing I want to show you so you don't do the same mistake that I made. So if you look over here, so you see these indentations right here. So they actually have a tab that is going into the, so the, and I understand now, this would be so that you can put the bushing in only one way so that it will flex in the way that the designers had intended it for. So that is why there is a cutoff here on the smaller washer, and you can see there's a cutoff here because there's two more indentations. Let's see if you can, I don't know if you can see, if there's enough light, you can see that there's an indentation right there, and there is the indentation here. So these tabs right here, actually move that, let's move that back. So these tabs actually go into that indentation in the bushing. So if you put this, if you turn it, like I unfortunately did, you will hit those, and it will make it a little bit more difficult for you to remove it. I was able to get it through, but it was more difficult. So try to make sure you put the flat side towards these indentations so that the smaller washer will push through. Also, because I cut out the inside part, I've made it harder on myself, because that, even though that inside part was probably about 50% ripped apart, it would still hold this shaft, the threaded rod, probably easier, and would keep this. What's going to happen to me now is as I start turning, so you're going to lock this in place, and then you're going to turn this one right here. You're going to turn this nut right here to get this to start coming out. This is going to slide on me. It's going to slide around a little bit on me and want to come up against the sides and hit because I removed the inside portion. So I would try to avoid that. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get it down a little bit, and then I'll come back and show you that. So hopefully you can see that, yeah, I did make it harder on myself, because you can see this is now shifted this way, and it's actually hitting up here. There's more space on the other side. So what I'm thinking I'm doing is I'm maybe loosen this up and maybe cut some of this rubber out of here. Maybe be enough to get it inside the sleeve here. So I'm going to give that a try and see how that works. Obviously, if you don't take that piece out, you're not going to have this issue, or you shouldn't have it. So let's see what happens. So I went ahead and cut that up. And just a hacksaw, just try to make it a little bit more level. And yeah, I think this might work out a little bit better. So let me go ahead and put everything back on there. I'll try to see if I can squeeze it down a little bit so you guys can see how it looks when you're squeezing it down, or squeezing it out, I should say. All right, give me a minute. All right, so you can see now the smaller washer is actually now inside of the actual subframe, and not too bad. But definitely cutting that top layer and making it a lot smoother definitely was a big help. One of the things I didn't mention is that the company suggests that you, or recommends that you only use hand tools when you're doing this, so no air gun. It's up to you guys. I'll follow their instructions, and it's not been too bad. It's only been a few minutes and I'm already down this part right here. You can see that I'm already inside. So in fact, I don't know if you can see it with the sun. You can actually see it here. I can see it with my eyes. You can see the bushings actually coming out and going in. So not too bad. I'll show you when it's all done. So there we go. She is out. Not too bad at all. You can see there's the bushing inside there, and definitely much easier doing this one now that I learned it, and then cutting the edge here so that it was nice and flat. But like I said, if you don't cut out that middle section, I don't think you'll have that problem like I did. So yeah. So what do I think about the tool? It works really good. Real happy with it. Takes not too long, a few minutes. I'm sure once you get the hang of it, it won't. Well, you shouldn't be doing these that often, anyways. But anyways, that's the company's name. They're on eBay. Like I said, I'm not affiliated or anything like that, but I just like doing reviews for people who have tools, especially for people like us who have even older BMWs. It's getting harder and harder to find tools for our cars. So when you find something that's good, I like to keep them around. So that's about it. I'll be putting this back together, and I'll make another video when I put it back in. It should be a lot easier. All right, hopefully that helps you out.